Hello guys, so my name is Genghis Khan. You all know me, I think. Most of you at least know me. I promised to do this video a week ago around that, but I didn't have the time because I had a lot of work and some things just came up and I didn't have the time. Well, I've made this video just to try to show you how to hunt people without them seeing the probes, how to deploy probes on the gate without people actually seeing them when they land on pings, and how to find, well, maybe work with the D-scan at least to have some nice hints how to hunt in anomalies, for example. Well, I'm on a Loki, so this is a little bit easy to find anything in space, basically. In the meantime, I have my Stiletto on a safe spot around this system somewhere. We are in YZ. So first, at the beginning, we are going to practice a little bit on the gate, how we can deploy probes on the gate for the gate camps or something like that. Then we are going to explain the mechanics behind the probing in the middle of the system. Okay, so as you know, you have your probe scanner here. You have some basic filters, just random, just set by CCP. And if you want to create another filter, you might have to create a new filter, as I have one for abyssals. When you create a new filter, you can just choose wherever you want to and put wherever you want to find drones or abyssals or whatever. Well, we are not going to create one, of course, but let's keep going. In the meantime, on this tiny button, we have the solar system. You can also you can also find it on the F9 key. Okay, if that's easier for you. But that there is this small button, and you have all the system here. You can just maximize it or minimize it wherever you like to. I usually like to have it like this because I can still fight and see stuff around me. Okay, I'm always pressing V as well. I'm not at the moment because I'm Detrol and Keepstar, but it is like it is. Well, in the meantime, we have all the system. As you can see, you have the belts, the planets, the moons, the Keepstar and stuff like that. And it's actually my D-scan range is at max 14.3, and it shows everything around me until, well, this huge sphere. Well, I have my ship cloaked, so I'm not going for that. Well, imagine that we are going to camp on the 319 gate, as you usually do. If you want to change brackets from one to another, you can just double click. Okay, if you want to move yourself, right click and just drag, and you have to, if you want to rotate, just left click and drag. Okay, so left click on 319, it's in the same cluster as ON and this noons and stuff like that, so double click on the cluster, you are centered at this point. Okay, imagine we are outside, we are here, and the sphere is something like this. Okay, so we are going to deploy the probes. The probes are here. We are going to do this approach. Just try to center as much as we can. Should be good at this point. 0.5, okay, to have max readings. Okay, it's on the gate, right? And I'll show you one trick. While you press Alt, actually Control, you can do this with your mouse scroll. Okay, if you do this, you'll get a better reading. Do not go for this one. This full sphere, it won't work so well. So try to go something like this, You'll get better readings. Okay, if you go full sphere, you won't get that good readings at all. If you are going to a little, well, away from the edges, and well, you know what I mean. You just can have full readings even better than this format. Okay, so let's keep this one. And then you press B or press analyze or something like that. The probes will move towards the targeting, the target you set, and they are now above the gate at 0.5. So it should, well, we just probed the rapier. Now imagine that we are here and our D-scan is kind of at this range, somewhere less. So you are not going to touch the cube. Okay, do not touch the cube, because if you touch the cube, you can. We are trying to go in the X vector, not mixing, not going 3D up and towards and whatever. So try only move the arrow to the left. So when you want to move itself once again, it will be set again on the gate. Okay. So let's go again back. So our D-scan ends, well, something at this range. Why are you going to put probes in here? Well, I'll show you why. So D-scan is here, you put probes in here, analyze, and we wait 1 second. You don't really need to have awesome skills to probe stuff. Put them at level 4, and it should be fine. Okay, so we are here. Probes deployed. Okay, we have no probes on this scan at this point. Oh, sorry, I pressed B. Let's go back. Jesus, this is why I usually never make videos. No. Okay, back again. Now, just for you to see, we have probes on this scan, right? So we set them off this scan away from our sphere. On the edge, always on the edge, never too far from the edge, because you want to have a lower travel time and travel distance between the probes and the gate itself. So double click, try to find the best spot to put your probes. We still, at this point, we don't have probes on scan, but we have them on the gate. So when people land on a perch, basically on the gate, you can try to trap them into thinking they are pretty safe, because they have this scanned already, and most of people just don't spam V as much as I. So we have the probes on the gate, and that's it. Well, and we just have to wait. When people land, they don't see the probes on the gate. They sat there, rested. I'm safe, and you just press B or just press analyze, and the probes will travel from here to here instantly, almost instantly, and it will find whatever is on that position. Okay, so on the gates, it's easy as this. Imagine that this is a gate. Imagine this is a gate. We are going to put the probes outside the sphere, and it should be somewhere around here. Okay, if you see, we don't have any probes here, so it's outside the D-scan range at max, of course. And then we'll again we set the probes at the center of our position. Okay, it should be simple enough. So if we press V, we don't have probes on this scan, but if you press B in the meantime to analyze, you are going to watch the probes coming. It's pretty fast, as you saw. It's 2 seconds, 3 seconds on tops, and you can just probe everything that's here basically. So that's a trick. Don't need to know anything else about the deployment of probes in the meantime. So I think we covered the gate camps and how to set the probes on the gates. Any cluster that have some chip or some module, or something like that, it should be enough to have at 0.5 and put itself on the cluster. If you point the scan towards that cluster, and it should be fine to probe anything that is under that range of 0.5 use from the deployment of the probes. So in the meantime, let's continue this. So as I told you before, I have my stiletto. Let me change my screen. Now you can see my stiletto here. Okay. So let's reconnect the probes. I don't want them showing at least. I'll set them back again. I think I have my cargo full. Yeah. No, I don't. Why? Okay. Okay then. So you have the silhouette. Imagine this is a battleship or a cruiser doing some 10-10, doing some anomaly, a thing or something like that, and we don't want him to see the probes actually. So what we do is try to find out on what range is this ship in. So let's go. 10 AUs, still here. 5 AUs, still here. 1 AU, not here. Okay. Raise V, press V, raise, press V, raise, press V. Here. Now lower a little bit. Not there. 3.1, 3.2. So he's at 3.2 AUs, below 3.2 AUs for me. So it's between 3.1 and 3.2. Okay. So now we are going to use the angle variation. So we are going to set 90, 180 just to see where it can be. Just go slowly around. Oi, I found the stiletto here. Okay, stiletto is around there. Can you see? I'm going towards the 180. Okay, so it's around this area, maybe. Okay, 19 degrees. Still there. 60. Still there. 30. Not there anymore. So a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Okay, is in there. So it might be on those clusters. Let me check. If you press C on the cluster, it will change the direction of your cam. Okay, so it's still there. Let's try 15. Still there. Is in there. Let's try 5. Okay, 5 degrees. It should be on this cluster around this. Okay, now I have him at 3.2, 5 AUs, right? Open again your map, F9, or just this tiny little button, and you can actually see where your probe is pointing at. So my ship, Stiletto, it should be around this place. Okay, so you are going to move the probes. Of course, at this point you might have to warp. Never put the probes. It's important. Never put the probes up on space inside this the scan range. Okay, try for example warp to a cluster outside this scan. Deploy probes there so they can see that, or just move them. When do you apply them here? For example, you send them towards this place, so it's impossible to see on this scan. And you can, well, stay in there, try to triangulate the D-scan position of the ship you want to hunt, and then you go into this tiny cone, trying to, well, so let's go skip that part when I'm warping away, and just let's go for that. We are not on that cluster. I think we are on the safe spot. Try to center that. You can put the pinpoint position in the meantime, or the spread formation. We are going always for the pinpoint formation. Center, you can double click on your box to center the vision. You put this in the middle. Okay, imagine again, let's take the drill a little bit more seriously. Let's put this in this position so we can't actually see the probes, or our target can't see the probes. This is very fast. I'm explaining this properly so you guys can really understand what's going on behind the mechanics. So let's do this properly. Okay, so we go down a little bit. We now can center this. Double click, upwards, downwards, left, right, centered. 0.5. Usually when it is a battleship or when it's a cruiser, you can go into 2 AUs or 1 AU if you fight them at 5 degrees, okay? But, well, let's go for the 0.5. I'm pretty sure I'm around this, basically. And control, scroll down, okay? And press B or analyze. Okay, I have the scepter there. You have a second chance. You can always try to control down or control up to have a better, well, with just warping there. Remove the probes instantly, okay, so they don't see that. We're going to warp there. If you want to save the position, you can save the position. Sometimes they cloak up when they go to a safe, so if you want to save the position, just drop a can in there. I warped at 50 at this time, but if you are warping at 0, you can drop a can, as we can see. Borte is standing there at 0, and basically we have him. Okay, I'm not going to shoot that because I'll get insta-popped. Well, this is it. This is how we can hunt without them to see. So, reviewing this a little bit, when we open the system map, we deploy probes always away from this scan. Send them here, for example. Analyze. We are not going to see the probes on this scan. So as you can see, I'm going to cloak a little bit just to be sure that I'm safe. And you have time to pinpoint his position by going through the directional scanner, and now it's pretty easy. That's why I hate to use the box itself, because it's moving towards basically anywhere, and then you can just go there and try to hunt wherever, okay? And then you have time and space to work on the probes without being seen deploying them on space. And that's a surprise attack. They won't see you, and that's it. In the meantime, I promised I would make a quick explanation on how can we really watch anomalies. We don't have anomalies on this, but we can. Let me find another system. I think this one is not the best. Well, anyway, let's go train a little bit with the moons. Imagine each moon, or even an asteroid belt. We have something rating in an anomaly. It shows here in anomaly. You have several options to hunt anything in a system. You have the directional scan. It's always your priority, but you can go to the map. Imagine these are anomalies, and you just can imagine. You see something like an Ishtar or a rattlesnake in here, and you just go 90, and you can adjust your. Can you see? You drag your camera around, and you can just press V and try to understand what's in here. I'm changing. It's going bright. The clusters are going bright when you pass with the scan over them, so you just can press and see whatever on that side. So I'm catching a ejector slasher. I'm just doing this, and you can try to find wherever it is. Just move yourself around just a little bit, and you can try to find wherever it is on those clusters. Okay, it's no big deal. We can also, of course, instead of doing this on the map, you can also do this around, but it's easier to see the clusters around you. It's not that much intuitive, so it's kinda, you have to work a little harder doing this by visually manually moving this cursor around. Okay, but I do not advise you to do this because this is a little bit difficult, and it shouldn't be enough to catch some targets, some slippery targets fast enough to understand where they are. So what I advise you is you consider this as anomalies. I'll open the system app just to show you what's going on. When you jump a system, you can see everything that's inside your DScan and everything that's outside your DScan. Basically, you have a cluster of anomalies that are inside the 14.3 DScan range. So if you catch anything on scan when you jump, you have a bunch of anomalies, a description of anomalies. Usually in Delve, they are going for the 4-second hubs with the Myrmidons and Gildas, and they are going for the Avens with the Ishtars. Okay, if you find the Ishtar, we have a high chance to have an Ishtar on an Aven. And if you have a Myrmidon and a Gilda, well, 4-second hubs, 4-second rally points, but usually 4-second hubs. Yeah, Gildas can also do some Havens, but they usually don't go for that. So you try just to set the ranges. Imagine that we have these anomalies are at 0.7. We can't find anything. Imagine, let's try to, no, they are not in the cluster for sure. But you just, VNI, it's not here. It's at 14.3. Go down a little bit, go down a little bit, go down a little bit. It's not at 10 AUs, okay? 10.1, 10.3, 10.2. Now, we know that is in around there somewhere. See? This is what happens in the anomalies. If you press V, if you press V constantly and trying to figure out where the ships are, for example, this vector nav issue is in that cluster. So imagine having an anomaly in there. You can just go up and go down a little bit just to find them. And once you find them, you search on your anomaly bar in the probe scanner. You have the anomalies and try to find by distance to the lower to the higher distance. You try to find them in the pinpointing position. For example, 10.1 is not in there. 10.2, it was there. It left already, but it was at 10.2. You just go to the one below 10.2 AUs and above 10 AUs and try to find them. Okay, so press 5 degrees, press V. While you're pressing V, you press the anomaly you want to search. Okay, in this case was this one or the one that has 10.1 AUs on your probe scanner. Okay, nothing special. And then you just have to warp and catch the targets, and yeah, call everyone. Okay. Other chance you might have, if they are away from your DScan, you just imagine select all the. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to set this properly with ships, not with anomalies, but I can show you how to use this properly. So let me see where these guys are. Actually, they are over there. So how beautiful it is. So we'll have some ships showing here. Basically, did I manage to get this wrong? Did I leave? Didn't leave. 1 second. Did I manage to ignore the results? I don't know. Well, anyway, why? This is awkward. Ah. There is nothing in there, and there is everything in here. Why don't the props catch them? Well, anyway. Somehow, let me try to... Where's the keep? Never mind, guys. Never mind. Actually, they are. That's why I was not catching them. It was silly from me. I actually was catching the VNI at that range, and I figured that everyone else was at that range. So I think he left his anomaly because we were probing him. That's why I left. But we have all the ships in here, so we are going to have a lot of them. So imagine these instead of ships are really anomalies. You sort by distance, okay, from the lower to the higher. At this case, they are all on the same cluster, so it will show you the same distances. But imagine the anomalies, and if you have nothing on those which are below the 14.3, you just press shift, select them, ignore results, okay? And you have to leave the rest that are above 14.3. So you work to a 4 second up, a random 4 second up. It's it has the most probability to have a Myrmidon or a Gila. Try to land in there, and when you are landing, you are descanning them. So we are doing the trick on the descan range to try to understand where they are and where they can be. And when you find them, you just can warp it yourself in there, or just go 5 degrees and press V. While you're pressing V, see, I'll show you again. Press V, right click, left click. Okay, press V, left click, and you can see what's in the anomaly. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. If you want, just ask your questions. I can improve this video if you need. Just let me know somehow. And that's it. I'll try to make a practical video on these things, but well, I think I didn't have enough content to do this all together. So that's it. Have a nice day, and Bope forever.